Director of the Lebanon Rescue Mission.
I'm Carrie Dow. I'm the Director of Development for the Lebanon Rescue Mission.
And I'm Brett Holland. I'm just a volunteer at the mission.
Just a volunteer.
So I'm leaving a little packet of information with each of you. It's our brochure for the project, some of our latest drawings, so you can see what the building will look like. But I did put together just some comments that if it's okay with you, I'd start with, and then if you have questions or things you'd like to ask, that would be super. 80 years ago, Reverend Lester Miller felt a deep compassion for those who were struggling with life's most difficult challenges and the hopelessness that has overtaken them. He and Mrs. Miller dedicated their lives to building the Lebanon Rescue Mission. This year, we celebrate 80 years of service. 40 years ago, a small group of passionate community members united, providing Lebanon County with its very first shelter for women with children. The Agape Family Shelter has served over 630 families in the last 40 years. The ripple effect, when you consider the number of lives that are touched by those 630 families, is quite frankly hard to comprehend. In our current location, in Agape's current location, we cannot expand any further, and it does not make sense economically or logistically to do so in that area. We're not meeting the need for women and children in Lebanon County who are experiencing homelessness. In addition to that, there's been an unprecedented need for homeless services for seniors. Often 30 to 45% of those that we are serving each night are over the age of 65. 45% of our beds are filled by women and men over the age of 65. They're receiving currently from us assistance with not just their bed and their meals, but they're getting assistance to complete housing applications, medical appointments, transportation, Social Security applications and or benefits challenges. The Lebanon Rescue Mission has in essence become an assisted living facility. Our senior guests are staying with us until they're able to rise to the top of the senior housing wait list. On average, that can be anywhere from 18 months to 3 years. Our senior guests need case management, advocacy, safety, and nutrition. They need someone to help them then transition into senior affordable housing and adjust to life outside our facility. In my 15 years with the Lebanon Rescue Mission, these guests are the most rewarding and the most heartbreaking. Particularly heartbreaking when we don't have a bed available for them. Our expansion project, the Agape Safe Haven, will meet the unquestionable need for shelter for both women with children and seniors experiencing homelessness. The new facility will have 49 rooms plus private rooms plus an on-site staff efficiency. Can't really call it an apartment. 8 of those rooms have the flexibility to adjoin, and so if there's a larger family, a woman with 4 or 5 children, then we can open 2 rooms adjoining and it can accommodate the larger family. 16 of the rooms will be dedicated and are flexible enough to serve seniors. The first floor will be 15,000 square feet, a bit over 15,000 square feet, with a second floor that is just about 10,000 square feet, for a total facility of 25,126 square feet. The facility will include, as I mentioned, private rooms with private bath, commercial kitchen, a dining room, gathering areas, lounges, classrooms, children's playroom, a gently used clothing boutique, offices, case management and counseling rooms. We plan to break ground and begin construction early 26. My hope, there's an early thaw next year, and by March we are in construction. This would bring us to opening the new facility early 27. Once the new facility is completed, all LRM's programs and services, with the exception of our graduate housing, all of our programs, all of our shelter beds will be on or next to Bittner Boulevard. It will bring our whole ministry to Bittner Boulevard, including our free clinic. The Lebanon Free Clinic will move from 9th Street to the new facility. Agape Safe Haven will be a continuation of our dedication to helping the most vulnerable members of our community. Lebanon Rescue Mission provides so much more than meals and beds. Shelter and nutritious food is just the first step in addressing homelessness. The support services that are provided throughout a guest stay and in partnership with other organizations are the critical components for lasting life change. For 80 years, the Lebanon Rescue Mission has been funded by the generosity of our community. We do not receive local, state, or federal funding. Only about 10% of our operational budget comes through grants, all private grants, private foundations. For the first time in 80 years of service to the Lebanon County, we are respectfully requesting that the commissioners consider a financial support for this expansion project. Why now, you might ask? After 80 years, are we requesting help? This project is unprecedented for anything that's been undertaken in Lebanon County as far as homeless services. It's a significant investment in the future of addressing homelessness and life change for Lebanon County. We so appreciate your time today. Appreciate your looking at the material that we're providing. And I would love to answer any questions you might have about the project.
So, appreciate you being here today. When you say that this project will meet the need for shelter and support services for both, for how long? The 49 you mentioned spaces. I'm just wondering how many other women's shelters and homeless shelters are in this business of trying to address these needs in the county? Do you have a
Great
list
question.
of that? Or?
Great question. So the Lebanon Rescue Mission is the largest provider of homeless services in Lebanon County. Always has been and will continue to be after this expansion. Fresh Start has, I think, 20-some beds. Fresh Start is the program through Lebanon County Christian Ministry in partnership with the Chestnut Street Community Center. They focus on both intact families and primarily their program is centered around short-term stays, a 30, 45-day maximum stay. They serve those that can immediately get jobs and can go back into the community housing. Women on Willow focuses on single women. I don't remember right off the top of my head the number of beds Women on Willow has.
That's about it?
But that's it. That's it. I mean, Agape Family Shelter has been the only facility that focuses on women with children, and certainly Fresh Start, it helps when there are women, but if someone calls us and they're desperate for safe shelter, and we know that we're full and Fresh Start is full and Women on Willow is full, then we have to relocate them and either tell them we don't have an answer for them or point them to a shelter out of county. We partner with Bethesda in Harrisburg, Water Street in Lancaster, Hope in Reading, and I'm missing somebody, Life Path in York. We partner with all of them. There are nights they're all full.
Sure.
For women and children.
So this may be an old number, but we did a housing study and it said that we are short like 6,000 units in Lebanon County. And so, it's in the senior housing, it's in the rental area, it's in single, family dwellings and so on. But when you say that these 49 will meet the need, I just didn't know what your projection was for how long does that number good to meet that need?
Honestly, I could fill every one of those rooms and every bed today. If this facility was open, I could fill them tonight.
Right, so that's gonna.
So it's transition housing. This is not long-term senior housing. We have developed this wonderful partnership with both community homes and the housing authority. The moment a senior arrives at our building, we help them fill out the applications for senior affordable housing. And then they stay with us until. So, could I really use 100 private rooms? Probably.
Yeah, I thought the statement was kind of like, how do you quantify that?
It's a continual turnover.
Okay.
It honestly is a continual turnover of both the women and children and seniors. Through our partnership with Community Home, we've been able to shrink that wait list time to, it's been about 12 months that they've been on a wait list, which is significant less than the 3 years that typically someone's on a wait
And I was
list.
just following your narrative here. I didn't look into the packet, but is there a specific ask?
So, I don't know the intricacies of what funding. I've done the research to see what possible funding would be available through the commissioners. I don't know what extent and timeline funding would be available. We're hoping for something in the neighborhood of $750,000 is what we could really use to support our overall funding plan.
And over what period of time would you be looking for that?
So this project is a 3-year project. Our major donors are doing pledges over 3 and 4 years. So do I need funding today? Not necessarily. Our critical funding will be needed in the first and second quarter of next year, because that's when construction will start.
Okay, thank you. That gives me a picture of.
But essentially, you're saying $250,000 a year for 3 years.
If that makes it feasible, that would be fantastic. I didn't know the exact intricacies of what is possible.
Or how much money we have available.
Exactly. I know I know I've done enough research to know where there might be funds available, but this, in our overall funding plan, we're looking to request through the commissioners as well as go to the city and look at, there are possibilities of grants that we can't apply for, but possibly the county or the city could apply for on our behalf.
And would you help write those grants?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Because I know we have limited grant writers.
Do you have a total projected project cost?
So renovation and construction is $6.5 million. All in, purchase of the property and all the furnishings, all the equipment, all in $8.5 million.